Oh, 56 hard in the wall. Looks like we're going to stay green. Oh!
They got a spin!
95 around, 33 hard into the inside wall.
Oh, they're wrecking up front. 93, Ricky Johnson around, collects a 30, the 59, the 30, I already said the 30. Oh,
They're still wrecking.
Oh my god, the 22 of Jason San Diego, damn it. Oh my word.
Turn 3 and 4.
Side, they fly for turn 3 and 4.
That's 66 now. Oh, they're 3 wide.
Oh, Joe, who's
3.
here?
I don't know. They're 3 wide through the tri-oval. It's a felt there at the yellow flag. For the lead, the 77 goes to the inside, doesn't have the run there, goes back outside, is going to try to have the momentum through turns 3 and 4, peaks to the inside, it's going to be a drag race down the front straightaways, Calabol's around!
It's going to be at the line, it's so close, Merslack wins it!
Don't think, oh, he got really close, he's going to look to the inside! Oh, they make contact! Oh my god! Joseph Weaver! Live from the Homestead Miami Speedway, JTN proudly brings you the TMP Racing League Cup Series. Hello, folks. As always, I'm your host, Joe Twansky. Alongside me tonight, it's Mr. Richard Collette. Ricky, as he's affectionately called by everyone here at JTN. What's up, Ricky?
Oh, yeah, nothing much. Just sitting up here in the booth with you.
Hey, we're going to Homestead. We're going to Homestead.
Oh, we're here at Homestead, Joe.
Oh, we're here.
We're here. You didn't see?
But hello, everybody. So glad you're joining us here tonight for some more great racing action. Drivers currently on track qualifying, Ricky. It is coming down to it here in the TMP Racing League Cup Series.
Oh, yeah, definitely, Joe. Last race before the cutoff race at Talladega. A lot of big point shuffles going on right now. A lot of familiar faces here at TMP that have been up there in points so far this season that haven't been aren't showing up tonight. A guy or two that's out for the rest of the season. There's a big shakeup. There's a lot of things to discuss.
Yeah, well, let's start with that. First one, Tom Fastcows is out. We know that he will not be returning this season, and that's going to bring a spot at the table for the championship race here in the Cup Series. Going to open it up.
Yeah, and that's a huge deal. You know, at the time, you know, Tom Fastcows was a very, very solid runner at the time. Basically, his removal from this entire series for the remainder of the season, that's bringing at least 2 guys into this championship mix that weren't already in there. It's almost like a Jenga tower. It's like that one block comes out, and then all of a sudden the whole thing falls down. So there's a bit of a land rush going right now, Joe, to get into the points bubble here before the cutoff race.
Well, these folks, they got to be careful, right? I mean, there's going to be a lot going on, Ricky, as things get heated up as we're coming down to the end of this season. Another big story right now, Ricky Bumbleau has gone on a sabbatical, per se, here. Another big player in these TMP Cup Series races.
Yeah, just another big guy in these series. If you really feel down the track when you get some of these really fast guys that don't show up all of a sudden, really opens the door for a ton of new people. Makes you a little uneasy because when you get out there and all of a sudden you start performing well because these guys are gone, you're like, what were they doing that we weren't doing? But it's definitely going to cause a big shakeup. You know, Ricky Bumbleau is always a front runner, always a really solid entry, so it's just a big shakeup right now.
Well, he always brings action for us here on JTN, so we will be watching to see how that plays out too tonight. It's going to be 107 laps here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. We're also coming off, like I said, we're coming down to the end of this championship, getting ready to lock in our Final Four for the Cup Series points format champion. But then don't forget you have that overall champion, Ricky, here between the ASRA as well as the TMP Cup Series and the TMP Late Models. Just, again, this is a great league to get involved with. You can check out their Facebook page in our description to find out more. You got to have a wheel if you want to come race with these boys. And if you got that wheel, they are looking for, I believe Tom Mussa said 4 to 5 drivers. So if you're interested, you can, of course, join. But right now, Ricky, qualifying winding down. Updating the fans at home real quick on the points. Right now, John Palmer, 3rd in Cup points at 290. He's got Dan Rubino right behind him in that final transfer spot. Rich Fankel, who is not here this evening. 2-car not making the trip down to Homestead Miami. He's right now in 5th at 278. And Ron Milkey, who won last week. He's coming off a big win in the ASRA National Championship, Ricky. He won that last week's race. He sits 6th in the points here in the Cup Series at 274.
Yeah, Joe, it looks like right now, happy hour is underway, and we do have a qualifying lineup all set for tonight.
Well, Ricky, why don't you take us through that qualifying lineup?
All right, with pleasure. Starting on the pole will be the 41 car of Josh Boyer. Starting in 2nd will be the 4 of Tom Mussa. Roger Nebelsack in the 51 will be starting 3rd tonight. And Ron Milkey, as you just said it, Joe, just coming off a championship in that 60 car, starting 4th tonight. The 78 of Wade Driscoll will be rounding out our top 5 tonight. Brendan Spatafora in the 37 will be starting 6th. 21 car of Mojo will be starting 7th, with Dan Rubino alongside him in the 44 car in 8th position. Mike Hartman in the 7 will be starting 9th tonight. And 10th will be the 104 of Benjamin Snyder. And rounding out the field in the 11th spot will be the 19 car of Rod Weston.
Well, Ricky, a great lineup tonight. We are going to take a momentary pause real quick here and bring you back right here on JTN.
I don't know what was going on.
All right, back here. Ricky's quality of the driver intros and talking about all the guys was great, Ricky. I don't know what you're talking about. Bad quality. You always do a great job reading those lineups.
My quality of life is diminishing.
Oh, no.
When I read the lineups wrong. That's what I was saying. Pretty decent field day tonight, Joe, for Homestead. 11 cars. It's not a little more of an intimate field than we've seen sometimes, but a place like Homestead here, where you got a lot of lines to work with, that should make for some very spirited racing. I think we're going to see a lot of different strategies between, just a select few guys tonight, and it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, Ricky, I think that's a good point to make, because you're going to be racing around the same guys all night long, right? We don't have a big field, so there's, you're going to see guys coming and going from the front of the field, but it's not like that's a big gap, right? If you fall to the back of the pack, maybe you don't like the way the racing's playing out, you want to keep yourself out of trouble, so maybe you drop back at the start of a run. I mean, we're going to have a competition caution at halfway. You're going to be able to bank on that. We're looking at probably 4 pit stops in this race minimum, and these guys, they're going to have to focus on, it's 22 laps on the tank of gas. Well, our competition caution is going to be coming out around lap 50. What's half of 107? 52, 53. That's when the competition.
No, 53 and a half, yeah.
That's 54. Let's call it 54. 53, 54. So, you're going to have to watch to see if maybe guys save early on to try to get to where they only have to make the one stop, or maybe some guys push it really hard, Ricky, and try to stretch the fuel on both runs like we saw last time out at Auto Club with that competition caution. I believe it was Tom Fastcows, who's, again, not here tonight, who was able to stretch the fuel all the way through the competition caution. And you also have bonus points at halfway that pay out, and we know that the points battle is very tight right now.
Yeah, you want to be able to take these points, everything you can get for points right now. So that might even lead to a little bit of strategy here. Just these guys trying to leapfrog each other in terms of not even just on-track racing, but just pit strategy. Like you said, there's 4 stops tonight at least. 107-lap race and 3 times tire wear. So 3 times like the normal limit that you expect tires to wear down in a race. So they're going to be pitting a lot. Execution's really important here, but there's definitely something to be said about gaming your pit stops to sort of get to that halfway point for the night. If you can leapfrog some people, get some good points out of it.
And again, points. We're going to be watching that all night long. We're closing it on the end. Spadafora going around there. Like that 60 car's coming to pit road. It's going to be interesting if we get... well, yeah, he is. Ricky. If we get green flag pit stops, it's going to be interesting to see. We like that word here at JTN, interesting. We
gotta start mixing it up. We gotta get the
intriguing.
Here. Yeah, intriguing. Titillating. Did I say titillating on air?
I think so.
There's a few others. There's got to be other ones, but we need the official JTN thesaurus. JTN brought to you by thesaurus.com.
Well, there's the command to start these engines up. 11 drivers tonight here with the TMP Racing League. Remember, if you want to join, you got to have a wheel. Contact them on Facebook. They're looking for drivers right now. Josh Boyer, Tom Mussa, row number 1. Nebelsack and Milky, row number 2. Milky trying to doing some lawn cutting over there in turns 1 and 2.
Oh, just trying that out right now. That exiting that pit road exit there, that little service road is going to be a big factor in these pit stops tonight. That's really hard to get off of. It's so flat. These cars are set up for that huge set of banking in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. They're not set up for running around on a flat surface at 140 miles an hour. They're going to have to do that on that little service road. So keep an eye out for that when we get to pit stops here.
Oh, we will keep an eye out for it for sure, Ricky. Just because you said so. Just because you said so.
All right. Awesome. I feel vindicated now.
Pace car makes the hard left turn down pit road. Field still trying to get formed up here. Josh Boyer leads him to green. There it is. Let's go racing from Homestead.
Josh Boyer and Tom Mussa get a really great start here. It took everyone a bit to get all organized there, and we got the 37 around in turn 1.
Oh, no.
And there's going to be more cars, Joe.
Oh, my goodness.
Actually, looks like the 37 spun, but the 104 of Ben Snyder pancaked the wall, but I thought he was about to wreck it.
And the left side of that 37 all tore up here. Moderate damage, so I don't know how bad that's going to be. You might be able to buff that thing out, pull those fenders out, but, oh boy, not the way you want to start one of these races.
No, it isn't. It just looks like the 21 car there. So, he got into the turn, the car just sort of over-rotated on those cold tires. He went to save it, and it just shot hard right.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Wasn't even up to speed yet. He was still in 3rd gear when he did that.
Ugh. That's just a tough break, and then you see the 104 contacts Rod West, and that gets him into the wall. Just those guys kind of going for the same real estate, trying to avoid the spinning car of Spadafora. Gent Nation, though, not off to a good start tonight.
Yeah, that 104 Snyder, I think what happened there is, so on cold tires here, the car is really loose. It really just wants to rotate. And the one way you get your car to rotate more in the turn is to let off the gas.
Yeah.
And let the weight shift. So when you gotta let off the gas for an instant here in the turns, especially on cold rubber, the car just immediately wants to shoot around. So I think I don't think that was by design that the 104 went all the way down the track like that. I think he probably did not have control of his car in that situation.
Well, tires are just going to be a big factor here tonight. A lot of guys, when we were listening to them during practice and then before qualifying, a lot of them seemed very concerned about the tire wear. They know they can go the 22 laps on gas. That's not the issue. I mean, it's an issue, right? We talked about it. You're going to have to probably make 2 stops before that halfway break, but it seems like these guys were, and it was kind of shocking for me, so I'm struggling to find the words right now, but it seems like they were very concerned about tire wear. Yeah,
and that's not, with 3 times tire wear, that's absolutely going to be a thing that you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to deal with not being able to make it to the end of a fuel run, or it's going to be close just because the tires are wearing so quick. It kind of outpaces the rate at which you're burning fuel. But the thing about Homestead here is that it's so high speed that it's usually rougher early on in the run because the cars are so loose. When these tires wear down, they're not going to be loose out here. They're going to be absolutely tighter than tight, and they're going to be wishing that they were even slightly loose. So I think that's going to be the big issue, and especially with that draft right fronts. You're really going to have to make sure you're taking care of that right front tire.
Well, make sure if you're joining us here at home tonight, you're hitting the like button on the video. Subscribe to us here on JTN. Always appreciate that. On the road to 500 subscribers here on YouTube. You can also check out our social medias. Go over to our Facebook page. Hit the like on that Facebook page. And also head over and give us a follow on Twitter to stay up to date with all the ongoings here at JTN. We'll have a Fake Racers podcast coming out tomorrow at some time. Ricky will be back on the call tomorrow night with Hobo Racing. Well, actually, great time to throw up those upcoming races presented by TWB Technologies. Together we're better. Hobo Cup Series tomorrow night from Daytona, then the Hobo Mods from Richmond, and then the Hobo Trucks from Daytona on Sunday. So we're opening up 2021 with the Hobo Racing League. We'll have the USORL Cup Series February the 27th on, those late Saturday night. Wonderful races. That'll be a fun night of short track racing from Bristol, my favorite track, Ricky. And then the ASRA National Championship at Laguna Seca, March 1st to kick off the month of March. March Madness. I think I can say that. It might be March Madness here on JTN upcoming. But getting ready for this restart. Josh Boyer's going to be out front. Tom Mussa in second. Roger Nebelsack, Ron Milkey, and Wade Driscoll, your top 5. Single file restarts here in the TMP Cup Series. Keep things a little snug for these guys. They're still going to fan out, though, going down into turn 1, aren't they, Ricky?
Yeah, they're definitely going to fan out. I don't think you're going to see any big moves, though, until we get off of turn 2. They're coming off. Pace car's coming down pit road right now, Joe, and it looks like Josh Boyer's going to lead them back, and they have green flag in the air.
That was wonderful, Ricky.
Sorry, I got caught in train of thought there while they were coming to the line. sorry to usurp that from you.
You're good. It's just, there was a lot going on there. Coming off turn 2, looks like everyone's all good. There you see the field rushing by. 104 having a lot of issues back here. That's newcomer Benjamin Snyder.
Yeah, and I think he's just trying to baby that right now. You get that, you spin once and it gets in your head. Okay, makes it through turn 4. He was very sad he was going through turn 4 there.
Hey, my advice there, maybe run up a little higher on the track. You don't have to steer the wheel as much. You don't have to worry about that car kicking out. You got the wall to save you.
Homestead's a bit of baptism by fire, Joe. But you got the 78 and Wade Driscoll making a charge to the inside of the 44 here, and then you're almost going 3 wide here with Mike Hartman in the middle.
Oh yeah, Rod Weston makes a big move there past the 7 of Hartman. He spat a 4 of Mojo at the back of this second pack. These guys
hold their ground here. Looks like Weston's going to get another charge to the inside of the 44 of Rubino here. Now,
oh, buddy!
Rubino gets loose and he grazes the wall. He's going to lose that spot to Mike Hartman too. We'll see if Spat a 4 can get to him. But it looks like he'll hold station there, and 8th I think is where he just dropped back to.
Yeah, Dan Rubino, he was not looking forward to this race. He says he hates the track. Well, remember, he's the last guy in that transfer cutoff spot, Ricky, so he's got to have a good race here tonight to maintain that positioning to try to battle for a championship in a few weeks' time.
Oh, yeah, that is like, it's a 4. Tom Mussa's making a charge to the inside here. That's the thing about, that's the worst thing about racing for points and beyond the cut line is like, you just really, when a track doesn't sit well with you, you aren't just like bothered by it, you are honestly seething. It's just, you got so much you got to deal with as Tom Mussa going to the inside of the 41 of Boyer here. We'll see if he makes that pass. He does.
Cleared him easy. Oh, farther back, Driscoll in the wall off of 4.
But yeah, just finish my thought there. That's the worst thing that could happen when you're racing on points, is that you get to a track that doesn't sit right with you. It just drives you insane. If it's not to your liking, you just outright hate it that entire night.
Well, what do you do in that situation? I mean, you got to keep battling, right? You got to try to make the best of it as you can. I mean, we've seen it. These guys, it seems like they're having a tough handle on the track right now, especially with this second pack. Maybe not so much with Mussa and Boyer out front right now, but...
Wait, Driscoll gets very loose, and he hits the wall, and he's going to lose a bunch of spots here.
Got the BJ McLeod numbers with the Truex paint scheme and the All-Star race format, but that's going to move Wade Driscoll back to the 10th position.
Yeah, it was a hard wiggle by that 78 car. You can tell they are still loose here, but I do think that the more that we go into this run, the more that they're going to tighten up.
Yeah, back to the whole, I don't like the racetrack, but I'm also battling for a position. Like you said, that's just frustrating, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it is so difficult to kind of maybe sometimes overcome that mental hurdle of, hey, you come to a track, you're waiting all day for a race maybe. For a lot of these guys, this is their main hobby. So that they put a lot of time and effort into trying to get better and better at it, even though it is fixed setup. But it's ain't a lot tonight. These guys, they put a lot of effort into it. So to come to it, it's frustrating, but you got to be able to overcome that mental hurdle.
Yeah, absolutely. And while we're talking there, Roger Nebelsack just lost 2 positions in the 60 car. Ron Milky's losing a spot to the 19 of Rod Weston.
Well, I thought he was going to start trying to snuggle up on that lead there in that 51, but it doesn't look like he can. It looks like Rod Weston's hit the nitrous with that 19 NOS Energy machine. He's moved up into 3rd position.
Josh Boyer looking to the inside of Tom Mussa. Can't make the pass, but he keeps peeking. That 41 keeps getting right on that white line, which I think we're seeing that right now. That low line really does seem to be a very solid strategy tonight. And I think coming off the turn, if you could be on that low line, just getting your nose a little bit underneath the guy in front of you, get some clean air on it, it definitely helps. But it looks like the 7 of Mike Hartman is making a charge to the 60 from the outside line. We haven't seen this yet. Someone making a pass on the outside.
Oh, we got loose!
Hartman hooked it just a
Yucky.
little bit too much.
Yucky. I hate that. Oh, that's not a good feeling. He saved that, though. That was a big save.
Yeah, that's one of those I shouldn't be alive kind of deals. You do it, you're just like, why am I still out here? How did I make that?
He's got the Pepsi colors on it tonight. Usually has the Tide Ride out there in the 7, but he's got Pepsi on the quarters tonight. Further on back, we saw these two make contact earlier. Mojo and Spadafora.
Gonna get close here. Mojo has to let off a little bit. Spadafora takes the line from him.
Hey, you gotta take the air off that nose, you know?
On the point situation, Wade Driscoll just passed Dan Rubino. The 44 is now in 10th position. Last car on track, the 104 of Benjamin Snyder is no longer in the race. He's retired. So 10 cars on track right now. That 44 is bringing up the rear at the moment.
Well, Rubino back here in this 44 Hobo Racing machine, he was looking so strong the last couple races here. And just does not have the speed, really struggling with this track tonight. Battle for the lead continues to rage on. Tom Mussa holding off Josh Boyer. Don't forget, last time out at Auto Club, these two were battling for the win. And Mussa was able to make a last-ditch effort in 3 and 4 on the apron to make the pass coming to the yellow flag that ended up ending that race out there in California.
Yeah, and, you know, this track's not much different from California. You got a lot of lanes to work with. These guys are flying around here. You know, it doesn't surprise me that we're seeing these two right back up front doing the same thing that they were doing at Auto Club. But right now, it looks like we're on lap 19. You see the 41 sizing up the 4 here. 4's going to let him on by. We should be coming around to green flag pit stops very soon, Joe.
Green flag pit stops are going to be fun. Right? Right?
Oh, yeah,
They're always fun.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's interesting, again, penny in the jar, but we're going to have to see what these guys do. As you see the 4 looking, but he can't make the pass on the inside. If these cars are still if these cars are looser than we think, then it's going to be hard to blow it down on that banking and get down pit road. They don't use the service road here to get on pit road. They only use it to get off pit road. So they're coming straight from that, you know, a lot of degrees of bank, and that like 20 degrees of bank in there, and then just coming down to nothing, and then hoping that the car slows down. And if the car's already loose, it's just going to be worse when you hit that apron. So
I think Mussa's coming this time.
Yeah, Mussa really is taking it easy this first time around, which is a very smart play by that 4 car.
Well, it's early on in the race. You got that again. You got that competition caution.
Yeah, Mike Hartman come down with him.
I would have maybe been a little more aggressive. That was very conservative.
I'd say he could have been more aggressive, but again, with that competition caution, we know that 4 is fast. We know however this pit cycle goes and all goes according to plan and he doesn't get a penalty, he's still going to be in that front shuffle.
Boyer does the same thing, though, here.
He's got a bit of a safety net, is what I'm trying to say. Boyer's down on pit road. Looks like no one's having any issues getting down to that pit speed, which is good.
Those two guys, too, I mean, everyone else except, I think, what, the 37 and the 21 pit? Those were the only two that pit, so they'll maybe have a lap or two more, but we ran those first 5 or 6 laps under caution. I'm surprised they're pitting right now. I mean,
Yeah,
I'd be stretching it.
They might know something we don't right now. Maybe those tires really matter more than we're thinking. It's the 60 of Milky.
Oh my goodness.
How did the 21 not get into him?
Hold on,
Wow.
we're gonna get a replay of that, because that,
Oh, I couldn't even put a piece of paper in between them. And the 78 away Driscoll is around coming to pit road.
well, this was that. If you,
Coming on pit road backwards? Driscoll's doing a 3-point turn here on the apron. He's coming down pit road. No caution. We're green, so.
what happened with Driscoll a few moments ago?
Nebelsack's on pit road. Rod Weston's on pit road. That should be all of the pit cycle.
He's just gonna wait for Bino. Oh no, Bino almost spun coming to pit road.
Yeah, they were all a little bit slideways there.
Back on battle for what was the lead. Mussa getting around Boyer here. As Boyer's getting back up to speed, but should cycle through with this 4-car out front as Mojo and Spadafora now coming to pit road from the lead. Oh, Mojo around, Spadafora gets into him.
And we're still green on track.
But that's going to cost them a lot of time. That's a caution? Oh my goodness.
That is a caution. We'll have to see how this cycles out.
Well, they can't pit here. They got to stay out. Because, I mean, the caution probably came out before they got to pit road. Unless it was something else, but it doesn't look like it.
We'll have to see how this cycles out. Because right now, as they hit the line there, it says everyone on back to the 44 car. Everyone on back to 8th. The 7 of Mike Hartman were on the lead lap. But Dan Rubino on the 44 is a lap down. The 78 away Driscoll is a lap down. We'll have to see if that's accurate or if what it changes over to when they hit the line here. But very weird situation.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Tom Mussa and Josh Boyer were in fact back on the lead lap by the time that took the caution.
Well, they beat him back to the line, but that 37 and 21, I mean, they're entering a close pit, so that's going to be an end of the longest line penalty.
Yeah. Looks like Dan Rubino going around.
Gotta love it when cautions come out in the middle of green flag pit stops.
Looks like Dan Rubino's going around, so it might actually be on the lead lap, and he just accidentally got put a lap down, slowing up for the caution. But case, and the 78 will be the only car lap down, but we'll have to see too, because I think Driscoll just passed the pace car as well.
Sorry.
Regardless, this played pretty well into Rod Weston's hands.
No kidding. Him and Nebelsack a little more aggressive coming to pit road, and that's the difference there, back to Mussa and Boyer.
Yeah, you know, we'll have to see what happens with the 37 and the 21 here. I can't imagine, you know, they're going to be still on track. I imagine they're going to have to get a black flag for pitting under that yellow. Looks like they're slowing down right now, so that might be it. But, yeah, a few guys leapfrog. If I'm seeing this right, Weston's going to be in first, Nebelsack's going to be in second, then Tom Mussa's going to be in third, but then the 60s in fourth, the 78's in fifth. Where's the... Oh, the 41 of Josh Boyer went down pit road. So Josh Boyer playing a little bit of strategy, Joe. Sacrificed all of his track position there.
Get to that competition caution. I'm telling you. You can get there.
That's not a bad idea, honestly. You can split this.
Well, you're going to have... I would try to stretch the fuel. Mussa's going to do the same here.
Yeah, Tom Mussa said, I like what he's having. He's going to come down pit road here, too. If we get... Go under caution. So, no one to go yet. So, we'll see if anyone else comes around next time by. But Dan Rubino comes down with the 4.
Well, Ricky, while we're under caution, this is a great opportunity for us to take it to a commercial for tomorrow's broadcast here on JTN, made by driver number 37 over here, Brendan Spadafora. So, take it away, Mr. Spadafora.
Daytona, Florida. home of the great American race, the Daytona 500. Legends have been made here, hearts have been broken, where careers have ended and began. A true piece of American history. On February 16, 2021, the stars of the Hobo Racing League take to the high banks of this historical track. 43 drivers, 1 winner. Who will it be? Join us live here on YouTube at 9 p.m. on JTN, the JoeTowNetwork. You won't want to miss this.
And back here, Ricky, and pit cycles and pit stops. We're getting the 1 to green, it looks like, maybe. I don't know. Are those pace lights still on? I can't tell.
Nope, 1 to green, Joe. Oh my god. The 44 is flipping on the back stretch, on the front stretch.
Oh, no!
Yeah, Rubino.
What's up, buddy?
What?
No!
Excuse me? Hello? Is this...
See what happened here. Oh my goodness. He grip flipped at Homestead.
Oh, it looks like he was trying to catch the field. How did he flip?
He grip flipped. I'm sorry,
How did he
Bino.
flip?
I'm so sorry, but you grip...
Well, points implications here.
Dude, that car's up and over, but... I mean, we saw Davey Hazard this past Saturday night go up and over down the back straightaway. He got pushed down the back straightaway, and he was able to rebound for a top 2 finish, so...
I'm absolutely floored, Joe. What just happened? And now we're going back to green. We gotta call this, and we're at a loss for words.
Well, getting ready to go back green. Rod Weston leading them back to the line. Green flags back out at Homestead.
Just to run by quick on the whole pit stop thing. Boyer and Mussa both came back down to get tires, and Boyer is in 5th. And so they're not actually that far back, all things considered.
Milky looking to the inside, and Nebelsack for 2nd. Not able to get there going into the corner, Ricky.
Yeah, not able to get there. Looks like we'll stay single file here coming off the turn, but it's gonna be interesting to see what this 4 and 41 do, because we saw that they topped off trying to make it to this halfway point. I don't know if they got enough laps. I don't know if they get enough laps of fuel to make it to that point, but maybe they can game it by taking a splash, just making it to that caution.
Hey, gotta try something.
Yeah, but does it make sense to race at this point is what I'm getting at. Would it make more sense for them to hang back
I'm always
here?
racing.
The 41's going to still go for it here. Look at the inside of Mike Hartman.
Always racing, Ricky. Just because they're doing strategy doesn't mean they ain't racing.
Oh, yeah, I just mean saving fuel there. Do you just bide your time in the draft, or do you try making moves?
I mean, we're not...
Elbows?
This looks like the Daytona 500 right now. That was racing. This is racing.
This is racing.
Starting to transition to night here in Homestead, too. I love these day to night transitions now that we got a good machine running broadcasting these races.
It's the 19 of Rod Weston is letting these guys by. That's...
I wonder who's got an issue.
Oh,
no, Spatafora around!
Oh, that's
no yellow yet.
No yellow? No
now
yellow.
It is.
Okay,
there it
on
is.
Track. All right, there it is. I was like, really?
Hey, these officials, they want to let them race.
Now that kind of throws the strategy for Boyer and Mussa a little bit into the unknown zone here, because if they come down now, in theory, if they can make it at least 20 laps on fuel, they could pit now and they'll get the fuel to make it to the end. The only issue is that everyone else can too, so they might need to start making some moves if they come back down pit road.
See what happened. So you see the replay. It looks like this 37 just gets really close up on that back bumper of the 4. Doesn't hit him, but just that, this game doesn't necessarily model air, but for the sake of us explaining things to you at the home, some, what's it called, Ricky? When you, suspension of disbelief, it looks like he hit that pocket of air and it just took all the air off that nose and made that car go around.
And everyone up from the 19 on back is pitting. The 51 and the 60 are staying out, though. I was going to say, Joe, what is plausible that could have happened with the 37 there as well is that when he came into the turn there and he got that close to the 4, be let up at all, then the car's going to over-rotate at that moment. Excuse the voice crack there, but the car's going to over-rotate at that moment, especially because they're on cold tires. So it's totally possible that he threw it in there, didn't expect the floor to check up as much as he did, got off the gas, and the car just right around. We'll have to see how this whole cycle comes out. Everyone came down pit road. 56 and the 4 actually win the battle off. Not the 56 and the 4. The 41 wins the battle off pit road. The 4 behind him.
They're
But
saving.
51 and the 60 staying out. Dan Rubino also staying out. So we'll have to see if these guys come down now. What they might be doing if the 41 and 4 are saving. These guys might have been trying to hold out until what they think is going to be one to go here. Lights are still on the pace car, but I imagine we'll get one to go next time by.
You come back down and top off than that last time. You giving up all the track position, right?
Yeah, they might just be coming down now since they were going to lose it anyways.
Well, come next time, top it off.
Oh yeah.
You lost the track position. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
they
a
absolutely
play.
could. That's the thing though too. It's kind of a gamble. Is that if you come down, you lose all that position. You want to start fighting these guys back for it. I mean, that 41 is so close to the lead here.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they wants to be like, oh yeah, I'll just drop back again.
Well, not him, but those guys that just came down.
Yeah, those
I
guys
mean-
that just came down, they could just keep coming in if they want to, because they're not
Yeah.
going to go any further back. The ball's kind of in their court. And Rubino on the apron here probably means he's coming to pit road. So
Oh yeah, that 44 car, he's been struggling tonight.
he didn't get the damage repaired when he flipped there. He flipped and then he came back to the green. I'm pretty sure. So
Oh yeah, because they came to 1 to go. So
I'm sure Dan took his.
He'll go.
I'm sure Dan took his.
It'll
bonus
buff
points
out.
There.
It'll
And
buff
is
out.
Probably elated to get down pit road here and get that pulled out.
Race car lights are off. Josh Boyer, Tom Mussa, Mike Hartman, Rod Weston, and Mo Joe, your top 5.
Kind of a flip flop from what we saw earlier. Tom Mussa leading and Boyer trailing. Now it's Boyer leading and Mussa trailing. We'll see if they can kind of hold on to that because they've been very evenly matched. It seems like both those Mustangs really have a good handle on this track, and they just sort of keep doing this back and forth. Neither one can really get away from the other on track.
Getting a report from the 108 that I don't know if Doug Palmer even started. I don't think he started this race, Ricky, but was knocked out due to the snowstorms ravaging the Heartland right now. I know down in Florida there's a lot of severe storms. Up in the Northeast we got Texas has been hammered by snow. So wherever you are, hope you're safe. Hopefully you're nice and warm. You got some form of electricity, some form of power, hopefully. But we're going back green flagger racing from Homestead. That was a terrible transition, but we're back green nonetheless.
Hey, it was better than mine earlier.
And steady is the wheel in his hands.
It is steady and beautiful in his wheel.
Good clean start there. Everybody's still single file coming off turn 4, but Boyer and Musa starting to try to check out on that 7 of Hartman back there in 3rd.
And so far, it looks pretty single file right now. Dan Rubino actually looks like he's back up to speed, Joe. So I think that 44 as he hits a wall, I jinxed him. I think they got a good amount of that fix considering how quickly he came back. But the 78 of Wade Driscoll goes way up high here. He'll lose a few spots here.
That car is wicked on these restarts.
Yeah, it is a wicked loose.
Can I get a wicked nasty from you Northeastern?
Wicked nasty.
There we go.
Wicked nasty. Wicked.
All right, that's enough from you.
Alright, sorry. I'll just
Love you, Ricky. We'll be back on the call tomorrow night, so if you enjoy hearing us too, well, stay tuned, because we got 3 races in a row with Ricky up here in the booth with me. It's always a fun time having you up here in the booth.
There's your prior warning that the 3 more races with me in the booth here. We have a wicked time.
But
Mike Hartman is trailing down that 4 car. He's not letting him get away from him. Joe, we haven't really seen Mike Hartman in this front shuffle yet. Really had a chance to strut his stuff with the leaders. But he's keeping toe with Tom Mussa pretty nicely.
yeah, the one thing I wish we could have is like a throttle trace like they have. Obviously, can't do it with this game when you're not that driver. But having a throttle trace, I have a feeling that Fora Musa might be running like 90%, maybe save a little gas up there in fourth. Keeping the draft of that 41 for now, but Hartman looks like he's going to have a battle on his hands with this 19 of Rod Weston in a second here.
Yeah, and the thing is, Joe, it's tricky about running partial throttle here, though, because like I said, these cars are so loose that you really don't want to let up any more in the turns than you would at full tilt, because the car's under such a load that the minute that you let off the gas and the car rotates because the weight shifts, it just wants to spin on you, which is what we saw with the 37 earlier. So probably not. I guess the way I would put it is you're probably not like getting off the gas more than you would be as usual in the turns, or letting up any earlier. You might stay in, might get in back into the throttle later, or maybe just sort of quarter throttle it, three-quarter throttle it down the straightaways. But you definitely don't want to be messing up how you're feathering that throttle going into the turns here. Really a big part of how you set up that turn. Yeah, that 21 car Mojo's also started to show some life in that Challenger. We just saw him spinning on pit road a few cautions ago, and he's in that top 5 position, holding ground pretty well.
Well, he had heavy contact with the driver's side door. Not as heavy as Kyle Busch last night in the Daytona 500, but I mean, these folks here at TMP, I mean, those crews, they are so good at getting all the, the scratches, the dents worked out of the sheet metal. As Hartman's gone by Mussa here, now Weston looking to do the same thing.
Yeah, so it's interesting. We kind of haven't seen Tom Mussa, we haven't seen a dent in his armor the entire time so far. You see the 21 going to the inside of the 19 here.
Oh, he hit him.
Together.
Oh.
Weston to the outside wall. The 21 of Mojo is around and into the wall. Oh, the 60
no.
of Milky gets around as well, trying to let up.
Oh, my.
Looks like the Milky machine. Oh, the 78's around, too. Trying to let off the gas, but it looks like the 60 of Milky looks pretty damage-free. Him with Mojo, but that was a hard shot for Rod Weston. And, well, I guess now, Joe, it's going to be probably like a 10-lap mad dash here to that halfway point.
Yeah, I mean, it will...
Points are awarded out here. These guys are going to have to make some decisions if they want to stay out and how many tires they want to take.
Here's what's going to hurt in a second. Ouchie.
Yeah, that was a hard shot. And, on the bright side for Weston, and you can kind of see it here in the wreck, when he hits that wall, he spins it 180 degrees around and basically pancakes that front side of the wall. So to break the immersion for a hot second here with NR damage, NR just 3 damage on auto damage. You really don't want to get anything occurred front or the rear of your car. Really, almost the front. I'd almost say if you can even have the rear end ripped off of the thing. As long as the front end isn't bowed up, then you're probably fine because you're not going to get any engine damage. But that, on moderate damage, that 19 car, they'll probably be able to pull most of that out. He's probably not going to have much aero efficiencies, if any.
Happens with 60. Yeah. And it's just tough, right? It gets in your head, too, when you get involved in wrecks like that. Like you said, it's going to be a mad dash here. Talking about points, Doug Palmer was up in that top 4. He was sitting in 3rd. And not starting this race, he'll end up having to get a provisional. That is going to cost him a lot. So Milky is the guy right now that's in the position to capitalize on that, since Rich Fenkel in the 2 isn't here, and he's in 5th. Milky in 6th. So we'll have to see as this race goes on. That 60 car is going to try to push for these halfway points, I'm assuming, and then push to get a good finish here at the end of this race.
Yeah, if I'm him, I'm just racing for points right now. I'm doing whatever I can to capitalize on that. I think the best way, that 60 team right now, I think the best way to do it is just do the opposite of what the leaders are doing. Just try to get as many points as you can on this halfway point. But that's also on the factor of if there's if they throw it at that halfway, when that is, if these guys are going to pit. These guys don't pit, it would almost feel like it would make more sense for him to come down since he's already at the back.
Well, I already did.
Oh, they already did?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Ricky! You're supposed to be our pit road specialist up here in the booth, and...
We gotta wear a lot of hats. There's
We
two of
too.
us here. But we need a pit road reporter.
I mean, Bristol does his best.
Bristol's doing the producer stuff. He carries the big clipboard around his mouth.
Couple notes. Benjamin Snyder writes in, 104 car was hard to control tonight. As a road course specialist, it would have been much easier to control the car on a road course. That details the 104's problems. That car just looked really loose for him. Tough break there for the 104 early on in this race. Goody writes in, which driver do you think will win today? Ricky, I hate being in the business of predicting who wins because usually that means I'm going to take him out. So, I don't know. I'm going to pick the pace car. So I don't want to see the pace car out on track no more. I think that's a good pick.
Read through chat here. Guys better be nice to Dave here. You're not going to get a podcast tonight.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Fake Racers podcast here on JTN. Make sure you're checking it out. I had a lot of guys, because we recorded Tommy's World this week, right? And Bristol and I made a cameo, so you can go check that out here on JTN right now as we're coming back to green. Fake Racers podcast. Davey and I, we've been using the webcams on there on our YouTube versions of the podcast, so go check them out. Daytona 500 post-Daytona episode coming out probably tomorrow. We'll see. As the pace car makes its way down pit road, Tom Mussa leading them back to green. There it is. Green flag. We're back racing at Homestead. And it's a mad dash right now, Ricky, to this halfway mark.
Yeah, that 51 at Roger Neville's actually a good spot to pick up the
Why would you
points
say
here.
that?
I jinxed him. Look at that. I jinxed him.
He's snuggling up next to that wall, going to the back.
He wall glued it. This place is so bad about that. We really haven't had to deal with it because no one's really taken that high line. But when you get up into that outside wall at Homestead here and you get stuck in it, you get stuck in it. And the only way that you can do anything about it is that you just gotta let everyone pass you until slow down to like 40 miles an hour. There's a 41. Josh Bork gonna go to the inside. The 4 here going into turn 1, Joe. He can pull this pass off. It looks like he's not gonna have the momentum to do it this time by, but he's gonna have a good run coming down the backstretch.
It looked like he might have been able to keep that nose to the inside, not able to do it, and he backs off a little bit here.
Oh, we got another caution on track, and it looks like the 51 at Neville, second the 78 at Driscoll.
All right, well, that, I'm assuming, will be our halfway mark.
A little big damage on that 78 car. Actually, my apologies, Neville Sec was not involved. He was slowing down for that. It looks like it was a 78 away from Driscoll and the 21 of Mojo.
Poor Mojo, if he's not... the cause of a wreck, he's getting involved in them tonight.
And, that one was not his fault.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying.
78 was definitely on those cold tires. You could see how much that car was rotating. Wade was just along for the ride there. Mojo didn't have anywhere to go. But, man, hard hit for that 78 car. We'll have to see if they can fix that. I would think they can, again, but the rear end damage is a little trickier to deal with than side damage. It's still not motor damage, but it's still trickier to deal with.
Can I get your best, real quick, is that coming to pit road? Can I get your best, we got big time problems with that Motor Buddy impression? Jesus, don't do that into the mic.
Sorry.
I hope that didn't blow anyone's eardrums out. Holy, good gracious. Didn't blow mine out. No, I got the volume controls.
Just clipped the mic, honestly. They probably didn't even come through. Don't you have, like, a sound cap on me? So
I gotta... No, I actually have to turn you up.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Ricky invested in a new microphone, and we haven't figured out all the kinks yet with it.
Might get another one soon.
Hey. We getting a professional one?
No, I got an Amazon gift card, and I realized I could get a standing mic for like $50.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Josh Boyer out front. See, that's what we do here at JTN. We invest in the product. So if you want to help us invest in the product, make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe here to the JoeTowNetwork JTN. Check out all our videos. We got a live broadcast, of course, the Fake Racers podcast. Tommy's World gets thrown up with all the USORL races. Tommy does a great job with those. And another way to support us is to head over to our merch store, linked in our description below. Throwback merch now out. You can get the JTN hoodie, t-shirt and stickers with the Throwback Speed logo. Ricky, I know you got a t-shirt on the way, and I can promise you it's going to be the softest shirt that you've ever worn.
That is good. I like soft t-shirts.
Well, they're just comfortable, right? I mean, if you want to work out in them, you can. If you want to go for a romantic walk on the beach, you can. But if you're wearing a JTN shirt for that, you might have other problems. Where, you
Can't
know,
go to church in them.
can't go. I mean, you could.
I could go to church in them.
I don't know how formal they are, but there's a lot of great options.
Depending on who you are, I don't know. If your priest rides a skateboard, then you could probably wear it to church. Otherwise, I would probably say no.
Oh my goodness! Did you see that Dave Blaney shirt he had on in Tommy's World? I didn't realize he was gonna have that, and oh my goodness! But Tommy, if you're watching or you're watching the replay, we all salute you here.
Yeah. That's gotta be the official JTN shirt. We all gotta be wearing Dave Blaney shirts from respective eras.
Hey, it's 93 shirt, man. That's my number, but
I call his Jasper car. You can have his cat car.
I guess.
Actually, no, I call his cat car. You can have his Jasper car. I like his cat car.
I have the 36 Tommy Baldwin Golden Corral car.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You'll find a shirt that says "Kids Eat Free."
Here we go. Hey, we can print those, but again, check out that JTN merch store if you get a chance. Just give it a looky-loo. Maybe you'll find something that you really like, and we get you the best prices we can on the stuff. We don't make very much off of them because we just like to give you guys an extra way to support us if you're financially able to do so, of course. Still a lot of people with some financial hardships right now, Ricky, so of course, as always, I always urge people at home, the best way to support us, hit that like button, hit subscribe, share our live streams too. These guys here at TMP, Hobo guys, the USORL guys, y'all always do a great job, and we greatly appreciate it. Coming back to green here, Ricky, I want you to call him to green. I gotta give you gotta get another try here. Here you go.
All right. Coming to green flag here. Josh Boyer's going to be leading them back as we come past our halfway point. Boyer's going to get into the restart zone, and we are green flag here at Homestead Miami Speedway, lap 57. With Tommy Bordeaux. Holding single file here coming off the turn. But it looks like Spatafora is going to have a good run here on the 7 of Mike Hartman. With Tom Mussa right in tow with him. Spatafora is another pace that we haven't really seen up here yet in a little bit, Joe.
Yeah, I had the hardships early on in the race. Did that awesome promo video, which we'll try to get you another look at later on in this race for tomorrow's Daytona Hobo race. But Spatafora in that 37 Mustang up into the 3rd position here after the pit cycle or the pit stops. But Boyer's trying to extend his lead. He knows that 4 of Mussa is going to be coming and doing so very quickly here.
Yeah, Mussa setting up that 37 car, going to try going to the inside, and he gets that fender, and he forced his way through there.
No,
Spatafora to take that line from him.
Spatafora was getting ready to chop that nose off that number 4 car.
That was artful the way that he pulled off that pass and slid right in front of him. I am quite impressed with that pass. It was very nice.
I mean, that 4 car, Mussa, he's known to do a lot of practice. He knows his stuff when it comes to these tracks. He's really able to wrap that white line here. We saw the same thing at Atlanta for the opening race here all the way back in October with the TMP Cup Series, I believe. October or November, but he was able to do it there. This track similar with the, the makeup of the racing surface being a little bit older, a little more worn in, and able to do so again as Hartman looking to the inside of Boyer, as Boyer really tight off the corner, made a big contact with that wall, Ricky, and Hartman going to go to the lead here on lap 60.
There we go. Mike Hartman reclaims his lead here, and now it's going to be interesting because I don't know if we've really seen him racing with the 4 of Mussa yet. They've been kind of bumming around in line together, but they haven't really been one-to-one yet, so we can finally get a gauge on where that 7 is compared to the 4 car. But man, Tom Mussa, he is just something else right now. He really knows a way around this set that running this track tonight. He's just picking them up and putting them down.
They're on back. It looks like Nebelsuck trying to find his way around Spatafora. Spatafora back to the 4th position here, but still, IST's been running all night after the early incident. Mussa trying to make a pass around this 7 of Mike Hartman down the front straightaway. Doesn't look like he's got a run yet. That 41 of Boyer, I thought it was an interesting move for him to stay out there under that last caution, Ricky. You think maybe he's thinking we're going to get a couple more before this race is all said and done?
And oh, Joe, look at this. The 51 just went to the inside of the 37, come off turn 1, and then the 60 tried to get to the inside of the 51. Spatafor is going to lose about 3 positions here, but now the 51 of Roger Nebelsack still under attack for the 60 of Milky.
Well, you see Spatafor are going to get able to fall back in line as Mussa all over the back bumper. This number 7 Pepsi Challenger of Mike Hartman going down into the corner. Looks like Hartman pulls him a little bit through the center of the corner, but Mussa trying to set up a run down the back straightaway. Further on back, Milky getting a challenge from Rod Weston as we continue to watch the battle for the lead.
Hey, Josh Boyer is not losing this front pack, though. He's staying in that draft, staying tucked up with them. I think it's just a matter of when that 4 and that 7 start racing. He's probably waiting on them to start racing so that he can make his move.
You think maybe he's trying to save a little bit? Save a little fuel, save a little tire?
At this point, honestly, we're not racing to a halfway point anymore. They might just kind of letting the cards fall where they may at the moment. But here comes Tom Mussa looking to that inside. He's going to throw it in deep here, and he is going to slide job it on the 7 of Mike Hartman.
They didn't even have to.
Didn't even have to. Boyer gets past him, too. Mike Hartman back to 3rd. And it puts the 4 of Tom Mussa back on point.
Well, Mussa, again, coming off that win last time out with the Cup Series a few weeks ago here on JTN at Auto Club, where he made a daring last lap pass to seal the victory, something that caught us both off guard in that race, Ricky, but trying to go back-to-back here in the Cup Series at Homestead.
And he's making a good case for himself right now. A little further back, that fight between the 60 and the 19 not letting up. Milky going way to the inside here, trying to take the 19's line away, but Ron Weston trying to kind of force his way through on that low line.
Well, remember,
not pull it off this time, but you can kind of see he keeps gaining in the turns here and then not being able to take the run where he wants to as Mike Hartman gets into the outside wall.
That's going to allow Nebelsack to get by and Milky to get to his inside going into turn 3. Weston going to follow him through, so that 7 car starting to struggle here on the old tires. He's going to try to duck back in line in front of that 37. Now that gap, Ricky, it looks like it's pretty big, but when you're behind the wheel, if you're that guy, if you're in Spatafor's seat right there, when Hartman makes that move from that 3rd lane all the way down to the bottom, center of the corner, that's got to kind of come as a surprise to you.
Yeah, it definitely is. When I see that, my first thought is, okay, they're going to spin out. But he pulled it off pretty well. That gap's definitely a lot smaller when you're behind the wheel and you're sort of so on edge that you're just waiting for anything to happen. But Ron Weston, that 19, is making a very spirited fight on the outside of the 60 car. He knows that Milky's not going to give him that inside line, so he's really trying to make his pave his way on that outside lane. Doesn't seem to be working for him for the moment, but he keeps getting a great run here every time they come off the turn. And right behind him, Spatafor is racing the 7 for Mike Hartman for that 6th spot.
Well, do you think you can get enough of a run on the high side to maybe try to make that move down the straightaway, to where you're in that bottom line position going into the corner? That was a terrible worded question, Ricky.
Man, I don't know. In a lot of cases at Homestead, I would say yes, but this bottom line just seems kind of the dominant one tonight. You can definitely run that middle line. It's just, we keep seeing it there. That 19 gets a huge run on the 60, he has to take it to the outside, and then they get through the turns, and the 60 just carries so much more momentum going into the turn, and then they kind of come back out the way that they went in.
Well, and they're starting to gain on these leaders, too, so whatever they're doing, it's helping. Farther on back, Dan Rubino's still having troubles coming off the corner. I think that 44 has hit the wall every other lap here tonight.
Well, he's in 9th now, so that's going to be a plus. That 78 of Wade Driscoll definitely hurt. So that helps him out on his point situation. I think he's just biding his time right now. That car is close enough that he can stay with the pack, but it doesn't seem like he can race him. 41 of Josh Boyer is going to the inside. Tom Mussa, he's getting a big push for the 51 of Roger Nebelsack.
Well, those two close buddies, they're going to try to push their way around this for Tom Mussa. They both get by, move Josh Boyer back to the lead, and Roger Nebelsack up to 2nd.
And Mike Hartman's first car that ventured down pit road. We'll see if this makes anyone else want to come. I imagine we're going to start seeing some hands theoretically waving out the window here in a lap or two.
Theoretically.
Theoretically. They can't stick hands out the window. It's a video game. I mean, suspension of disbelief.
Yeah. There you go.
Nothing.
Don't you see their hands coming out the windows? Milky way up the track. He's throwing his hand out the window right now. Looks like Boyer going to be coming to pit road.
Yeah, you can see he dumped out of line really quick there to make sure that he wasn't in the way of the 51 here. So that's going to put Roger Nebelsack on point. If Josh Boyer comes down pit road by himself, which it looks like he will,
Well, and this is outside the window still, Ricky.
Oh, the 37 of Brendan Spadafora spins it sideways.
And that's going to be a caution.
Road. Is that a caution? That's a caution.
That changes everything.
That does. And now Roger Nebelsack is on point.
Boyer's going to be able to pit. Hartman had already pit, but I don't know if he went a lap down.
Hartman is lapped down currently, so we'll have to see. Now, the problem is Hartman's had a few laps on his tires here, but...
If you get lucky, dog, I mean, you come down pit anyways, right? You're already going to have to start the back. There you see the spin from Spadafora, but...
Very interesting how the cautions are getting called tonight at this track. It seems like we see cars get... We literally saw the 78 spin all the way around and then drive backwards and then do like a 3-point turn to get on pit road, and it didn't throw a caution. But the 37 got a little sideways there, and it was enough for them to flag out. So, seems like that pit road entry is a little sensitive to throwing the yellow tonight.
We'll see what cars come to pit road here. I assume they're all going to be making their way down, except for that 41. Looks to be the case. Boyer going a lap down, it looks like, too. So, we'll catch the race off of pit road, Ricky. We'll take it to a commercial after that. Because remember, we got all kinds of racing coming up here on JTN. You're going to want to make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button on the video, too. Just start pumping those numbers up, please, and thank you. We appreciate all the support you guys give us here on JTN. Cars all on pit road. 4 tires all the way around on everybody. That 51's got General tires on it, Ricky. Everyone else got Goodyears. That's not gonna change things up, will it?
Oh, I don't think so. You know, they're slick tires. Slick tires are slick tires. They're all slick, right?
Apparently they can put him on the car faster. He's first off pit road, followed by Mussa. And then I completely forget who. Milky in the 60. Weston in the 19, then Milky in the 60. Mojo, Driscoll, and Dan Rubino. But that being said, Ricky, again, we're going to take you to a spot made by Brendan Spadafora to help promote tomorrow's Hobo Racing League opener from Daytona. And here's Mr. Spadafora with more.
Daytona, Florida, home of the great American race, the Daytona 500. Legends have been made here, hearts have been broken, where careers have ended and began. A true piece of American history. On February 16, 2021, the stars of the Hobo Racing League take to the high banks of this historical track. 43 drivers, 1 winner. Who will it be? Join us live here on YouTube at 9 p.m. on JTN, the JoeTowNetwork. You won't want to miss this.
And back here from Homestead, pace car lights still on. There you see Spadafora coming off pit road. Thank you again to Brendan Spadafora for that commercial. You seen him in chat tonight too. You can check out Brendan the Gent on YouTube to find more of his videos. But Ricky, oh boy, Josh Boyer, that caution really it's a conundrum for this 41 Top Golf machine.
Yeah, it came out a little more dire than we thought. I was under the impression he was still on the lead lap, but it looks like he isn't. Looks like when they get the one to go here, which they will, he's going to get the wave around. But the big problem is now he's, at the back of the field. He's still at a disadvantage.
Right.
So a tough time here for that 41. But at the same time, we know that car's fast. So can he make up that ground again here? Lap 77 and 107. So we got about, next time by, we got about 40 laps to go. So we got time.
One stop race, too. I mean, that's kind of resets everything, right?
Yeah, definitely. Now you kind of know that it's going to be a one-stop race no matter what, which is nice because then you don't really need to game it. You just have to focus on going all out.
What do you think about short pitting? I know we're getting ahead of it. We're putting the cart before the horse right now, but short pitting?
I think it depends on how much fuel they get to run.
22.
22? I mean, short pitting in that definition is kind of hitting 2 laps earlier than running out.
Hey, man. We'll see. Pace car makes its way off pit road. Roger Nebelsack leading us back to green. Mussa, Milky, Mojo, and Driscoll, your top 5. Green flag, we're back racing at Homestead.
Roger Nebelsack holds this lead now. We haven't really seen him hold station up front yet. So, again, another new face here, just logging some laps on that 4 car, who's really been the class of the field tonight.
Trying to get stuff done right now. Trying to get out front like our friends at TWB. Head over to GardenLightsDirect.com from porches to patios to more. For all your outdoor lighting needs, GardenLightsDirect.com. GardenLightsDirect.com.
Yes, got a big log jam here right around 5th. And the 37 Espada is around again into the wall, Joe, and that's going to bring out another caution.
Not the night for the gent out here, and he's going to pull it behind the wall. Tough break. Espada, let's get you a replay.
Yeah, Joe, looks like there's a big log jam there. The 44 Dan Rubino and the 78 of Wade Driscoll came out in front of everyone there. Driscoll was in 5th, and there were about 4 cars all just ran up on the back of the 78 there and just sort of had to sneak around these guys. And it looked like while they were doing it, the 37 Espada just sort of took the wrong line trying to get around him. The car came out from under him.
Well, now you can come and pit and make it a short pit to the end.
Okay, yeah, now you can short pit. See, Joe, now you can do that.
Come on. I called it. I asked you before it even happened, and you're like, I called it. I called it. You know what else we're going to be calling, Ricky?
What?
All these upcoming races on JTN presented by TWB Technologies. Together we're better. Hobo Cup Series tomorrow night, 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Set yourself a reminder. You can also get a reminder by checking out... Oh, Josh Boyer's in the pit wall.
And Mike Hartman's around.
Oh, my goodness. Guys, I was trying to do an ad read.
Keep going. They're both good. No damage.
Did he hit anything?
No, he just slid. He's good.
Okay, well... That's not interesting. Let's talk about something that is interesting. Hobo Racing tomorrow night. Daytona, 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. On JTN. You can go over. They got the live stream link already up, so you can go over to that after this broadcast. There's a little button on there that'll send you a reminder when we go live if you don't already have those notifications on. Hobo Racing kicking off the 2021 season. I almost said 2020. Oh boy, that would have been bad. Don't want to go back there. And we're going to have a fun time tomorrow night, Ricky. It's going to be great. Daytona, those boys always put on a great show at the super speedways. Then Thursday night, the Modifieds, Hobo Racing, the home of the mods, from Richmond, 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, a great race there from Richmond, definitely in store for us. Truck Series at Daytona on Sunday at 8:50 p.m. And then the Cup Series heads to Bristol for the United States Online Racing League. Bristol, my favorite track, also our producer / camera dog, Bristol's favorite track. So, you know, I wonder why that is, but 10:40 p.m. Eastern Time on February the 27th. And then March 1st, we're going to have the ASRA National Championship. Back with these boys here at TMP with their joint series with the ASRA from Laguna Seca. First road course race that we're going to be broadcasting for the ASRA National Championship, Ricky. That'll be a fun time in a couple weeks' time.
Yeah, a lot of good racing coming up here, and you can catch it all on JTN.
What do they got to do, Ricky, to make sure they don't miss any of it?
Get your notifications and go to www.jtn.com.
That's not correct. Stop. No. Stop, Ricky. Fake news.
www.com.jtn.
No, we don't have a website yet. Go over to our Facebook page. Give us a like over there.
Did I just blow the lid off of it?
We don't have a site yet. Go over to
yet.
Well, you know. Go over to our Twitter page. Give us a follow over there. That's the best way to stay up to date with us here on JTN. As well as, you know, hitting the subscribe button here on YouTube. It'll send you little notifications when we go live. Pace car lights off. Roger Nebelsack going to restart up front here. This time Tom Mussa in second. So top two stay the same. Ron Milky third. Wade Driscoll, Mike Hartman, Rod Weston, Dan Rubino, Josh Boyer coming back to pit road. Remember that he and the 21 didn't pit that last time. They took the wave around. So they're going to get waved around here. Or they're going to come get their tires that they weren't able to get under that last caution. Put them back on cycle with these guys. Actually probably giving them a couple more laps of fuel, Ricky. We'll have to see how that plays out, if it plays out. But Nebelsack, Mussa, Milky, your top three here for this restart. A little worried about that 78 away Driscoll. It doesn't have that rear end clip on there. That thing is definitely going to be a handful going through turns 1 and 2 here on the cold tires.
Yeah, we'll have to see. No rear end, no rear downforce.
Oh, pace car makes its way off the corner. Roger Nebelsack leading him back to green. And here we go. Green flag's back out. Underway once again here from Homestead.
Mike Hartman did not waste any time on that. He made sure that he was on the inside of 78. Just get up by him right now.
Hey, I like to move it, you know? He wants to move it to the front here. That Pepsi machine. What was that?
I also like to move it.
You were moving it last night in our race in the Fast Renegade Cup Series.
Oh, yeah, that was a fun time. What was south there right at the end, but you were moving it too.
Yeah, I was moving it, pushing you past 5 cars. That was a fun time last night. We're having a fun time here. Roger Nebelsack trying to hold off Tom Mussa. Mussa to the inside coming off turn 2. Now, never mind, he gets back in line. I love it when I say something, and then they don't do it.
Mussa had the nose there, and it looked like Nebelsack found something coming off the turn. Kind of was able to gap him again.
He flipped the switch.
Yeah, you got to keep an eye out for that Ray Beslis Camaro, though, of Ron Milkey. He's holding steady here. He's kind of tracking down that 4 car. And if this 4 and this 51 start racing side by side, that's going to bring the 60 and the 7 back into this fray.
Real quick, because I saw him in chat. Never mind, we're side by side down the back straightaway. Oh, we're going to go side by side for second. Milky was pushing that 4, and then I don't know if they maybe grabbed the bumpers a little bit, but that 60 car going to go around. He's going to take that second position over. Now Hartman looking for third on Mussa. Mussa falling back here, Ricky.
Yeah, and I think Mussa just knows when to hold him, knows when to fold him here. And the 60 took a very aggressive move there going into turn 3. It pulled off very well, but I think that 4 car just knew it was like, let him on by, let him have it for the moment, and just rally back now.
Further on back, Josh Boyer trying to rally back to the front. He makes his way back into the top 5, passing Rod Weston there through turns 1 and 2 here on lap 87. And real quick, see him in the chat. Rich Fankel writes in, "What's up, Joe? Hey, what's up, my dude? Checking in from Disney World, from the what is Disney World? The most magical place on Earth or something?
The magical kingdom." And the 7 of Mike Hartman is going all the way down to the apron. Oh, he was still looking there, Joe. That 60 was really been defending that inside line. I hate to cut off your train of thought there, but that 60's really been defending that inside line all night. He's not even really blocking anyone. It just, he comes off the turn and he immediately goes down there and like stakes his claim. Like, you're going past him, you gotta go lower than him.
Dude, he's being really aggressive trying to protect that bottom down the back straightaway, more so than the front straightaway, all night long.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, I don't know, I've seen him do it both. I almost want to agree with you there, but I feel like I've been seeing him do it both. You can see him on the front stretch here. He's like car length down. Mike Hartman's going to make that charge to the inside.
I'm sorry.
There's so much front stretch that you can go down, but the issue is that turn is not as wide as the front stretch. So if you go down too low, you just enter the turn and you're riding on apron. So Mike Hartman's got to be careful about that, but Ron Milkey, that 60 car, really figured something out there about defending position, is that you really can't get by someone if they're holding on that specific line. There he goes again. He's just going to let Hartman have that outside line and make that charge here.
Well, our first taker to pit road real quick, Ricky. Tom Mussa, he's down on pit road, so he's trying to short pit these guys. They're good to go to the end from here, so let's see what those new tires can do as Nebelsack still leads, and he's getting a lot of help from the 60 of Milky, who's just blocking the 7.
Oh, Hartman gets a little on the apron there, stays in it. Now, here's the thing.
He's coming to pit road.
Mike Hartman just checking out on that. Oh, he's around.
No caution, because he's apparently in the spot where they won't call a caution.
All right. Like, it's so bizarre. That was the same thing the 37 did, not through a caution. He just did it in the exact same spot, no caution. But there's more factors there obviously, but like, the track's got a really, the I-9 of this track's got a really weird setup for what constitutes as a caution down there.
Nebelsack to pit road?
Yeah.
Well,
now, I think that 7 might have just checked out because he knew he wasn't going to pass the 60, so he might just try to leapfrog him on pit road here.
Yeah, well, and 2, it looked like he lost a lot of momentum through that corner, so hey, know when know when to just cut your losses. Come down pit road a little early. You're gonna probably gain a lot more coming early, like he did, and then you're also, you're already down on speed. So, hey, you're already halfway there to pit road. Might as well just take it all the way.
Yeah, it's again, you gotta know when to hold them, know when to,
if
throw
you
the
say
cards at the bookie and flip the table in a fit of rage. But Mike Hartman might have actually played a very good strategy play there to leapfrog the 60 since Milky's been staying out considerably longer than Hartman. That might actually pay off for him, that short pitting.
Let's see what happens here. These two still battling for the lead. Remember, Boyer's got fresher tires, and Milky's just going to take that conservative line, that aggressive line down on the bottom of the straightaways. And Boyer, if he's going to want to get around the Milky in this 60 car before pit stops, I think he's going to have to really hug the door of that 60 and really put him in a bad spot.
I really think he's going to have to push the envelope on that 60. You saw Mike Hartman actually doing that in the 7 car, where he was like getting a fender to the inside there. And he was almost trying to call the 60's bluff. Going into the turn, like, do you want to do this or do you want to go around? 41's really going to have to do something like that, because you see, that high line just isn't there. Even the 41 of Josh Boyer, we know how good that car is, and he keeps getting to that high line. Just can't make the pass.
Well, we're coming down to the end of this race.
There he goes to the inside, and Milky throws a big block, and it doesn't pay off. Boyer's going to have the position going into the turn here, and watch that 41 just boogie on by him here.
And Rod Weston going to also follow him through, so move the 19 up to second, closing it on the end of this race. Ricky coming to 11 laps to go.
And, that's a big note here for these leaders. Now that we saw Milky doing that you could just basically block someone by just holding that inside line. Just some of these other guys do it when they're up front. A lot of these guys got to pit again here, Joe. Now the question is,
60's coming to pit road.
Do they pit and take 4 tires
nope.
as we come here to 10 to go? TWB 10 to go.
Right side tires, Ricky. Right side tires. But like you said, it's our TWB 10 to go. And presented by TWB, it's, well, from porches to patios to more, head over to GardenLightsDirect.com for all your outdoor lighting needs. That's GardenLightsDirect.com. Thanks to TWB for furnishing this message for, again, GardenLightsDirect.com. GardenLightsDirect.com. That was your TWB 10 to go as Josh Boyer looking to lead these last 9 laps now here from Homestead.
Yeah, and the 60 car takes right side tires, so we'll see where that puts him. Now the next car behind him was Tom Mussa in the 4, I believe. And it looks like Mussa is gonna get by him. So put Tom Mussa up to that 4th position past the 60 car.
Nebelsack also going to try to do the same, get around the 60 car quick. As Weston misses pit road, Ricky, and that's that's a big development right there. Woo, not good.
Right now, if you're Josh Boyer, do you even take tires? Does it just make sense to take that fuel and run with it? Because he is going to be, Josh Boyer, we got 8 laps to go here. He is really only going to be coming down for maybe a can of fuel.
Well, we'll see here. Looks like he's not coming to pit road this time. You gotta try to stretch it? There's no way.
He has not been clutching at all this entire time, Joe. I really don't know if he can stretch it. I can't imagine he can.
He is gonna go half a lap. Or half a can, rather, I bet. Half a can.
Yeah. This track's a mile and a half. You really can't save fuel.
Yes, you can. Stop it. Stop it. You're lying. You're lying to the fans at home.
No,
and
you can't. You can, but you can only save maybe a few laps, maybe like two, maybe 3 laps. I just don't know if that's enough to make it to the end here. But Josh Boyer, he hasn't been clutching at all. He's not drafting off anyone. He's out there all by his lonesome. But Rod Weston's still out there. Rod Weston's gonna roll the dice on this, and Tom Mussa is a lap down right now. So
he's
really
in 3rd, right?
He's 4th, actually. The 44, Dan Rubino, is still on track. He's in 3rd
Yeah,
position.
Bino!
So there's another big thing. If Dan Rubino could finish this race out, that's a big point save for that 44 team.
Well, and he's been clutching hard, because look at how far off the pace he is. There's Bino, and then there's Boyer going through 1 and 2 right now. So Bino entering 3. Boyer in the center of the corner. And Boyer, a whole lap lead over guys on with enough fuel. I mean, clutch it, man. Clutch it, clutch it, clutch it. Now he's coming to pit road. Oh, he's going. Oh, no. Save it, save it. Oh, boy. Ah. I don't know, Ricky. Now I'm nervous. Ricky.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. You were speechless too, I see.
Everything went out for me. I thought the server went down.
But Bino also on pit road, so we're going to watch Boyer. Let's see if he takes any tires. I think he's just going to go for gas. Looks to be the case. Go back to Tom Mussa, who's coming off of turn 4 right now. There's Boyer coming off pit road. He's around on the... Oh, no, Ricky, that's it. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Tom Mussa takes the lead, but he's got Milky all over his back bumper, and Milky looking to the inside. They're coming up on lap traffic of the 44.
Mussa's in the wall, and
Mussa.
Ron Milky takes the lead again from Tom Mussa, Joe. I'm back in it. Now, this is going to be interesting.
2 laps to go.
2 laps to go.
Weston
3 laps,
is...
isn't it? 105, 107.
106 now?
105 right now.
Oh my goodness.
3 laps to go. But Milky got a huge gap here. You know, all he's got to deal with is Tom Mussa in that 4. But now, where does Tom, you know, if Tom Mussa can catch Milky, does Milky utilize that blocking that we just saw?
I don't think Mussa's going to have enough time.
Around this time for 2 laps to go. Yep, put that 60 on point and that 4 in second. Roger Neville second, third. Then the 19 looks like it's a... But no, the 7 Mike Hartman's in 4th, and then Mojo's in 5th.
Well, this is all going to come down to the 41 of Josh Boyer. Made mistakes at the end of this race, and it took him out of a chance to battle for this win, as Milky's going to come off of turn number 4. Again, won last week in the ASRA. In the IndyCar, sees the white flag one final time around Homestead.
Yeah, I don't know, Joe. That 4 car 1.2 seconds back. I don't think Tom Mussa could get there. I think Ron Milky's gonna drive away with this and steal the race.
Coming through turns 3 and 4, Ricky. Coming off of turn number 4, Ron Milky wins in the Ray Bestest car at Homestead. Tom Mussa second and Roger Nebelsack third.
What a great strategy play by that 60 team. I believe they only took right side tires on that last lap, on that last stop, Joe.
Rest of the cars coming across the line.
'60 car is going to burn it down here right in the Ford logo.
What a display of sportsmanship from a bow tie. Oh no, he's gone. Where'd he go? Did he retire?
He always did it.
Alright, well, we'll be moving on to post-race. We'll interview our top 3. End of this thing. Get our...
He won the race, that's all that matters.
Hey. Everyone always says they're going to Homestead. They don't always say they're winning Homestead. Get you your post-race here in a second. Ricky. What a race. What a race.
What a great strategy there by that 60 team.
Just executed at the end, right? That was the big thing. He executed at the end of this race, and that was the difference, right? We saw a lot of guys struggling with that exit road, that access road coming off of pit road. I honestly didn't think it would be as big of a deal as it is, but it ended up playing out. It took that 41 car out of the race. I don't know what the gap would have been back to the 60 because he waited so long, and he also had the issue coming to pit road, Ricky. But boy, oh boy, that was a tough one.
Yeah, a whole lot of moving parts there.
Get on with these post-race interviews here in a second. I get the top 3 drivers in the booth here. But oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. What a freaking... Alright.
Can anybody hear me?
Well, we can. Down in victory lane right now, celebrating with his team. Ron Milky, driver number 60, Ray Bestest Machine. How'd you do it, Ron? How'd you do it?
Stayed low. Stayed low. That was the whole thing. Got to stay low. That was a fun race.
Yeah, I mean, talk about it. Ricky and I... Ricky was pointing out how you were being really defensive down the straightaway. You're running about... probably a car width, maybe a car width and a half off the wall when everyone else was running up on that wall. I'm assuming why you did that was to protect yourself on entry in the quarter.
Definitely. If I would have been up high on the wall, they'll just come right underneath me, and I would watch them drive by. So I tried to stay in the middle, not block too much, but keep that inside line. First dibs at it, and that's the whole key. Was this track is stay low, and that seemed to really do the trick for me. It was fun.
Well, it looked like it was a lot of fun. And Ricky, why don't you ask him about his last pit stop there?
Oh, my last pit stop.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Ricky, you pointed it out.
Yeah, can you tell us about your last stop there?
The pit stop I had, the first pit stop I had, I thought I was done for. I don't remember if you saw that.
Yeah.
That was bad. I went up high. I almost got clipped. I think it was a mojo that came inside of me. I was like, oh, my gosh.
Well, we showed the replay of that, too. I mean, you're kind of at that point, you're kind of at your life is in the hands
mercy
of that other driver. Yeah, I mean, that's got to be terrifying, especially as you're trying to battle to get into this Final Four. You were the 6th guy in points coming into tonight. I'm assuming with the win, the 49 points that come along with winning, or 48. I can't remember. I literally just had it up on my screen. Here we go. The 48 points that come with the victory tonight. Those are going to be huge because that is a big gap back to who came into the race in 4th, Dan Rubino in that 44, and also Doug Palmer missing the race. So you got to be thinking that you're looking good for this Final Four.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not really looking at points. I just like to get out here, have fun, and race. And first win in Cup for this series. I have 3 wins under the road courses, but first Cup win.
Well, and one of those wins came last week as well, so you got a lot of momentum carrying it, hopefully carrying it on through the end of the season, Ron. But before we let you go, we give everyone, when they get up here in the booth, especially after a victory, you got all the time in the world. Thank all those sponsors on the car, and thank everyone back at home that you like. Oh,
Ray Bestos, got to thank, he's in Florida right now enjoying himself, and he's the one who painted all my cars, number 2. And I got to thank Roger. I got to thank Tom Mussa. I got to thank you guys. I got to thank all the guys that race on this series because it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of respect, and we try not to have too many crashes. And when we do, that's part of the fun too. But thank everybody that watches. It's a great time to spend having fun.
Well, Ron, couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much for taking the time with us after this race. Now go celebrate that win with your team.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
Have a good night. Ron Milky, driver of the number 60 Ray Bestest Machine. Ricky, what a drive for that 60 team. They were to the back, to the front, to the back, to the front, and they were able to rally.
Yeah, just it was just a great showing all night. It was really fun to watch.
And now I see him getting the headset on up here in the booth, or down on pit road, I guess. Bristol's handing him his headset, handed him the microphone. Tom Mussa, the driver of the number 4. Tom, you came up short tonight. Oh man, what had to go a little different for you at the end of the race to try to get a victory tonight?
Yeah, well, we did all right. The last pit stop only took 2 tires, and I know Ron did, but he managed his 2 tires better than I did. I saw him coming up, and once I saw Josh go around, and then he just came up, and I could not keep up when I burned up the right front.
Throughout the night, you were one of the 2 dominant cars. It was you and it was Josh Boyer that seemed to be the 2 guys that were up front. We had Palmer in the chat after he missed qualifying due to some internet issues, saying that you were his pick to win, and he said it had a lot to do with practice. The practice that you do, first off, I'm assuming you're having fun doing all that practice. You wouldn't be doing it if you weren't, but it seems to be really paying off for you in these last couple cup races.
Yeah, I mean, we make the setups and get everybody's input on the setup so it's not too loose that everybody can drive it. And during the week, if you get on in practice, you learn the track. The track does change. It's 3 different separate track grips, and I think during practice tonight it was the loosest it's been all week. But yeah, practice, it makes perfect. You learn how to drive. You had to drive low all night. That was the whole thing. There was no second groove. And you had to keep the momentum up in the center of the turn so you could get on the gas sooner than the guy in front of you just to pull.
Also, and then for all the kids at home from the professional sim racer Tom Mussa, go practice. Get some practice. You're going to do better the more practice you get, but can't practice for all these race scenarios that you're put in. It seems like you and the 4 team, you're always in a different spot in these races. Some weeks you're dominating, some weeks you're mid-pack, some weeks you're getting taken out in wrecks early and you're just trying to scratch and claw your way to a good points finish. How do you manage that kind of having to go through these different races every week? I mean, this week it was that dominant performance, and then things kind of got turned on their head with a couple late cautions. But how do you kind of manage those different ways that you got to go about running one of these races?
You just got to stay level-headed. If you get mad when you're driving, it does no good whatsoever. I've been doing this long enough that we used to race with AIs, and now we have all real people, so we pretty much know how everybody drives, and you just got to know how their tendencies in the turns, and that's what makes it fun, I believe.
And Tom, before we let you go, again, congratulations, 2nd place finish tonight. Led a lot of laps, got some bonus points. Anyone you want to shout out or thank out there, this floor is yours.
Yeah, Roger, Rich, TM Productions, and also Monster Energy Drink and my Ford Mustang. I thought we had a really good week this week.
Well, great finish this week. Again, congratulations. Runner-up finish tonight. Got the victory last time out. Just how the cards fall sometimes. Tom Mussa, driver number 4 Monster Energy Ford Mustang. Congratulations. Good finish tonight, and good luck next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That was Tom Mussa, driver number 4. Ricky had a great race for that 4 car going, and just cards kind of fell out of position. Took the 2 tires at the end. Just wasn't able to get back by that number 60 car.
Yeah, that was a rough time because we saw how fast that 4 was. Where I really thought that he was going to be the one in victory lane at the end of this, but a great showing, and they really made sure everyone knew that he was there tonight.
Well, Ricky, one other guy that made his way up to the front tonight, it's our 3rd place finisher, Roger Nebelsack, driver number 51 Snuggle Ford Mustang. Roger, I see you getting the headset on, got the microphone in hand. Snuggled on up to a good finish tonight. What went into that?
A lot of learning from my mistakes. I screwed up several times early on before the halfway point, and I even did it again on the last pit stop, and I slipped through the pits and lost probably 5 or 6 seconds, and probably I don't think I could have beat Ron with his pit strategy, but I might have had something for Tom and might have gotten second out of it. But still, all in all, good points night for me.
Yeah, great points night. We're coming down to the end of it. These points, they're getting more and more valuable. You're seeing the guys out there scratch and claw, especially these guys that are on the bubble. Do you race around those guys a little different, or are you thinking, I mean, we saw, Ron won the race, and he was the guy that was outside looking in coming into tonight. Do you race around those guys different, or do you just kind of treat them all the same, hoping that they're going to do the same to you throughout the season?
I pretty much treat them all the same, and then I try and pay attention later on in the runs when either somebody might be off strategy or had just cycled through the pits or something like that, and just make sure that I'm focused on my race and doing what I need to do. And if they're faster than me or vice versa, that I just get around them cleanly or let them bike cleanly and then let everything sort out the way it's supposed to.
And things got sorted out, but you had to sort out the handling on the car. Like you mentioned earlier, car was really loose for everyone tonight, and you had a couple times where you tripped up. What did you learn about this track throughout the race that you think you're going to be able to apply later on in the season? We got a couple tough tracks coming up here for the Cup cars to end out this season. Did you learn anything about, with these tracks that are maybe a little harsher on tires that you can apply at those tracks?
The one big thing I learned: never ever take left side tires. I did. That's what happened at the beginning of it had the halfway point. I'm sorry. I was cycling through my numbers and I accidentally selected the left side tires, and that's why I put it in the wall on that restart. If you saw where I got loose and went up there and got the wall. But to your question, I think there's a little bit I can learn and I can take to Texas, because Texas will be the championship race, and whether or not I'll be in that championship race, I don't know, but I can at least know that I can have a good race and fuel mileage, tire saving, everything. I took to a time or two tonight and seemed to work all right, but that might be something for later in the run, and I think that might be something I can possibly think about come Texas. But the next race is at Talladega, and we all know that's a free for all. So, but for Texas, I think we got a good idea.
Well, good idea. You might be able to get away with those left side tires at Talladega. Just a hunch I got. But Roger, another great finish here tonight at Homestead. Before we let you go, anyone you want to shout out or thank, floor is yours, buddy.
Well, first of all, I want to say hi to my dad. He had surgery this morning, and so he's recovering, doing well in the hospital room. So hi, Dad. I hope everything. Hope you get home soon, get well soon. And I want to say thanks to my wife for letting me do this, and everybody on my car, Snuggle, Ski. They've been backers of me for quite a long time now, so I'm glad to have them on board, and glad to put them up front and give them some TV time. And want to say thank you to everybody at JTN for doing the race. We greatly appreciate it, and you've provided a real value and a lot of entertainment for us this entire season. So thank you guys.
We appreciate it as always, and we appreciate you guys having us out. Roger Nebelsick, driver 51. Congrats again on top 3 finish. Good luck next week, and keep making this playoff push.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, Ron.
I wanted to mention, I said number 2. I didn't mention Richard Finkel's name, but I did want to thank Rich by name.
Rich was in the chat tonight. He got to go to the most magical place or whatever.
Yes.
Place. Oh, what a lucky cat.
He's having a good time. It's 80 degrees and it's beautiful.
Doesn't have to be up here in the snowstorm up here in the Midwest.
Yeah.
But we're going to wrap up coverage here from Homestead for all you folks at home. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate you. As always, we appreciate these TMP guys for coming out. Actually, one last promo, because he did a great job on our promo tonight. Got the headset on him, managed to get to his motorhome in the infield after getting checked and released from the infield care center. Brendan Spatafor, driver number 37. Brendan. Not the night that you guys wanted in that 37, but I got to think that you're looking ahead to tomorrow night at Daytona with the Hobo Racing League to kind of make a bounce back effort.
Yeah, tonight was the bad luck night, so let's get it all out of the way for tomorrow. And I seen your little message. I did not see that before, so I apologize. That's why I'm late.
Nah, you're all good. It's a good way to remind everyone tomorrow night, 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to start our coverage to kick off the 2020 Hobo Race, or 2021. I'm going to do that so many. Roger's in here. Roger's in here too, and he's punching me on the shoulder like, Joe, it's in the wrong year. These guys still up here in the booth doing a great... They keep me in line, folks. They keep me in line more than you guys even know. But Brendan, you got a good... Not the night you wanted, but a good track for you tomorrow at Daytona. We're looking forward to it. We really appreciate you doing that sponsorship or ad for us. Posted it to our Twitter, and just wanted to say thank you again, and give you the chance to make sure everyone here on YouTube knows where they can check out more of your stuff. And also, if you want to thank your sponsors, go ahead and go for it.
I appreciate it. Anything I can do for JTN to help you guys out, just let me know. I'll be there for you. So yes, I want to thank Gent Nation most of all for coming out to here all the time. You guys are, I love you all. I guess for sponsors wise, got to thank Reese's, Rat 95.9 The Rat, Wawa, White Castle, and Harris Casinos. Get them out of there. So appreciate their support. Even though we usually end up in the back sometimes. But it's gonna be good tomorrow, Hobo. I'm looking forward to it. You guys can check it out here, JTN. Of course. And of course, my channel is Brendan the Gent, as you guys know me in the chat here. But I appreciate you letting me do that. But it's more for the Gent Nation. They were hounding you, and I don't want you hating me.
No, you good. I like it. I like the energy. I like when the energy's in the chat, and I appreciate you bringing all Gent Nation out. And don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You good. They good.
I think you made $60 tonight because I think I read Michelle saying if I get sent into the booth, you're getting a donation of $60.
Hey man, I like donations, but anyways, thanks Brendan again for that ad, and good luck tomorrow night. If we don't get a chance to talk, and the other guys that are up here in the booth too, and all the drivers for tomorrow, tonight. Great race tonight, and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, JTN.
Yeah,
Thank you.
No problemo, Ricky. We're gonna start packing up the equipment. We got to make the trek north to Daytona for tomorrow. These folks at home, they got to tune in tomorrow, Ricky. They got to tune in. It's gonna be a great show.
Yeah, it should be a wild time tomorrow. I always love Daytona, and the Hobo Racing League always puts on a great show. So tune in tomorrow because it's gonna be nuts.
Well, and some of the names here at TMP, the likes of Rod Weston, Nebelsek, Batafora. I mean, there's a lot of guys here that you're going to see tomorrow, and if you want to keep up with them, well, you're going to want to tune in here on JTN. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit like. But for all of us here at JTN, for Ricky Collette, for Bristol, our producer, for Tommy Bordeaux, for Davey Hazard, we appreciate y'all so much for tuning in tonight. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Make sure you come on back tomorrow night, 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time, for the start of pre-race coverage at the Hobo Racing League. And to find out more about the TMP Racing League, head on over to their link. We got their Facebook page linked in our description below, TMP Racing League on Facebook. Message Tom at TMP Racing, their page, if you want to get on and start racing with these boys. I know they're looking for a couple new entries, Ricky, and it's a fun time. But again, all of us here at JTN, so thankful that you tuned in. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday evening, and we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.